We're live. Hello. Welcome to our very impromptu work with us writing party. You don't have to be writing. You can be doing homework. You can be reading, whatever it is that you want to do. Welcome. We are kind of doing an informal setup, just like we did last time, where Maisie and I are just going to talk back and forth a little bit. We are working on our co-written project together, the cult book. So I know starting off, I will have questions for Maisie about the scene I'm doing right now. So we'll maybe just chat periodically through the work party, and you guys are welcome to do that as well. And we'll read out your comments as we go along.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to be working on revising today because I'm a little ahead and I don't want to get too far ahead. And also I'm kind of on a roll with the vampire book.
Nice.
I'm a little ahead because I had one scene that was only 300 words. So I just
no, I'm good. It's very good if you're going to just work on something else for a while. Cause I have to dive back in there and draft the scene where Lily's at her parents' house, just covered in cross stitches. I didn't see myself looking up funny Christian cross stitches for research today, but that's what's happening. None of them are funny.
They're all traumatizing.
A lot of Jesus puns. Yeah. So I was going to ask you before I jump into that, I'm putting this chapter, because I think we talked about doing it right in front of Eden's next chapter. Yeah. Because you did the foghorn line. So I'll just change the chapter head of mine and yours. So yours will be 7.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Excellent. Hi, Uenya.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yeah, feel free to leave comments. We'll read them out loud, answer questions. Oh, working on more of my fantasy/sci-fi novella. Very cool. I remember you saying that last time. Nice.
I really want to write a novella sometime.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my form would lend well to novella size.
I would love to attempt that, but I feel like I'm too long-winded. I would just keep going and I'd be like, well, now it's 2 novellas / okay, it's a whole novel.
I would love to be able to do, like Sean McGuire has that Alice in Wonderland one that's just a ton of novellas, a really long series.
Oh, that's smart. Carrie B says, I'm hoping to maybe finish book 2 tonight of my fantasy series. Ooh, nice. Respect. I can barely finish 1 book. All right.
I cleaned the carpets in my office today. Wow, so I'm just sitting on the floor somewhere else in my house. My knees will be hurting when this is over.
I know I sat on the floor yesterday to rearrange, I had laid out all of my note cards, my cue cards for the story I'm working on. And I was only there for a half an hour. And then later that night, I was like, why does my back hurt so much? So I was like, that's because I sat on the floor for 0.2 seconds. As soon as you hit 30, bam.
Yeah.
No more floor sitting for you.
The floor is not for people in their 30s.
No, apparently not. It's 20 minutes.
When you said I'm the opposite, I can't write novels, so I just always end up with novellas. I've just embraced it now.
Embrace what you're good at.
Yes.
It was like me eventually just giving up on trying to write short stories. I tried so hard because I thought it was the way that I would get into being published was short stories and then novels, but I didn't read short stories, so I don't know. I didn't enjoy them as an art form, so why am I trying so hard? But do what you love.
Yes.
All right.
For such a long time, there was on the internet, there wasn't as much visibility of other writers who were writing novellas, and so it was so everyone on the internet's writing novels. I have to make it novel-like.
Write a book. Yeah. No, well, especially if you're publishing in a different way, if you're not stuck on traditional publishing and you're going to indie publish or self-publish, or like so many, tools available to us now, you can really experiment with form. If you want to do a novella, if you want to do, episodes of shows, so to speak, or not shows, but called
like a
seasons.
serialized
Yeah,
one.
people like that's how
I would
Mark
love to
Twain
write something
started out.
serialized.
Yeah, that was very common way, way, way back when. And it's kind of, faded from popularity, but I feel like we could easily bring that back. Well,
I'm sure there are people doing it well too.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there are already. Yes, definitely.
But yes, it should work.
Can actually work. Yeah. All right.
Excellent. You know my Crisis Cats shirt.
You what?
Do you know my Crisis Cats shirt?
I don't know if I've seen that.
It's a tie-dye, like, galaxy-looking shirt, and it has just space cats on it.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I wear it in public when I'm not in a great space mentally, so they're my Crisis Cats. I just wrote it into my book.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Put my character in the Crisis Cats t-shirt.
Crisis Cats. It's going to end up being a metaphor for not in a good mental space.
Oh, absolutely. As it should be. We had a question from Oenya. What's you guys' favorite genre to write in? Horror.
Yeah. Horror and dark fantasy. So tomato, tomato.
Yeah. In my solo projects, I write almost exclusively horror now. And then I also co-author with fellow word nerd Kyra. And we write fantasy rom-coms together. So the opposite of horror.
Little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dabble, I guess, in other fantasy as well. I am writing a sort of epic fantasy, ? But also it has, really got a lot of horror in it as well. So
I have a rom-com on the side that I fancy myself being able to finish, but it's very slow going because I do read a lot of romance. So
yeah, share in the comments. We got dystopian. That's cool. I think I remember you saying that last time. Very cool.
Carrie said, I love sitting on the floor. LOL, I'm 28. I love sitting on the floor. My body hates getting up.
You've got 2 good years of sitting on the floor left. Get it?
No, start stretching now. And you can, I bet if I had stretched more when I was 28, I wouldn't be having these problems.
You just stretch before you sit on the floor, just like limber up to.
I need to stretch before I like brush my teeth now.
The 30s. Don't do it. It's bullshit.
I like it sometimes.
The 30s or floor sitting?
I always like sitting on the floor, but I do like being in my 30s as well. I like to think I have a much more tolerable personality than I did 10 years ago now.
I am a lot less anxious now than I was in my mid to late 20s. So
yeah, by my late 20s, I feel like I settled a lot. My early 20s, whoo.
Yeah. Too much yawning. No.
Yeah, it's late over here. I'm on the East Coast of North America.
Yeah, it'll be like what, 9:45 for you, right?
Yeah.
Yes. It's late.
Oh, I just remembered I have cake in the fridge.
So exciting.
This is such a good night.
The whole day is great now.
Yeah.
I am definitely going to make oatmeal peanut butter cookies once I'm done this.
Yes.
That's the plan. I will just chuck one in the mail for you.
Yeah.
It'll be fine by the time it gets there.
I had a friend who, shortly after my dad died, she shipped me these cookies that were the best cookies I've ever had. Aww. I think about them all the time. She like decorated them so pretty. I think she's like starting a business doing it, but I think about those cookies all the time. They were supposed to be like, like those like soft sugar cookies that businesses will put pretty decorations on, but the cookies always kind of taste like cardboard.
The cookies are always gross, yes. Yeah.
This one tasted amazing.
Mm.
Oh.
Have you told her that you regularly obsess over the cookies?
No, I don't know how to start that
She would
conversation.
probably really appreciate you saying
Yeah,
that.
probably.
Like when I write a book and someone's like, just so you know, I can't stop thinking about your book. I'm like, you just made my entire month.
So true.
So if you're like, hey, your cookies are all consuming my
I'll
thoughts.
pay you ungodly amounts to send me
I'm
more.
sure she'd really appreciate that input.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely do it.
I should. You're so right.
You should. Any artiste appreciates the feedback. Yes.
You're so right. Anytime you think like, oh, I should tell someone I like something, the answer is always you should do it, like right then.
Always. Yeah. For the love of God, people that are like, but I don't want to bother them. It's like, please bother me. Like, so many of us are just on the edge of quitting. Like, this is too much. I can't. I'll just take that one email. I got an email 2 days ago from an 11-year-old that I have never met, who was like, I read Witch City twice, and I was like, I screamed when I opened it. It's like, 11-year-old I've never met likes my book. Excuse me, I need a minute. Twice. She's like, I'm reading it a third time, and I was like, I still have yet to reply to her because I'm like, I need a minute
just be
to
sobbing over the keyboard.
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah. So it's still, I'm still just like, don't.
Carrie said the best compliment I ever got on my writing is that someone said they stayed up all night to read my book.
Oh my gosh.
That's
love
amazing.
That. Amazing. Someone complains to me they've lost sleep over it. I'm like, yes. My whole evil goal.
Yes. All working. All coming together.
I don't even cross stitch, and I have written 2 paragraphs about cross stitching, and I'm like, I hate this so much. I hate describing this.
Some of the word nerds cross stitch. I think Des cross stitches.
And I'm sure their cross stitches are great. But I think it's more just that I'm like entering into Lily's like childhood house, and like I keep thinking, what possessed us to like just paw through the old trauma?
Like, you know what would be fun?
Let's just relive this for a few months.
Reliving the finery draped over the trauma.
Yeah, so I'm just like, okay, so she's returning to her parents' house and she's seeing all these cross stitches with like faith, written on them, like little faith quotes and like Jesus puns and stuff. And I'm like, why have I done this to myself?
When you said I haven't had anyone read my books yet, I'm really close to sending one to my alpha reader, but I'm not there yet. That's so exciting that you're close, though.
It's very exciting. That's one of my top favorite things that our writing group has started to do is like sending chapters as we write them. I don't know if we have done that before. I mean, I'm sure you did it with Kyra because you were doing the co-writing project, but
yeah, that was actually when we first started our writing group. What, like 7 years ago? Back when like Kyra and I were meeting on a college campus for writing group. It was everyone would write a chapter, and then we would all meet in person and talk about the chapters together.
That's intimidating. I did that with a writers group that I should not have trusted to do it with, and found that it was a really negative environment.
Oof.
So yeah, I got really burned with that one. But like obviously with you guys it's different because you're not a bunch of douchebags.
We all met in a YA publishing course.
Okay, yes, yeah.
And none of us had been in a writing group before.
Yeah. That's the smart way to go about it, is find people that are on the same level as you and interested in the same things, because it's like all it takes is that one guy that's like, I'm a literary genius and this is YA, so I'm going to rip you a new one. Like this was a negative experience, sir.
Yeah. I think all the time about how flimsy all the dominoes were that led to like me and Kyra meeting. Like I was not enrolled in that class. I just asked if I could show up to it, and the professor said I could. And So I like showed up, and then someone who was not me or Kyra just wrote on the board like writing group after class.
Nice.
And so we both just like showed up to it. And now it's almost a decade-long friendship.
And then it was history.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened with my friend Rebecca and I, who were like best writing friends now. Well, best friends in general, not just best writing friends. Yeah. But I put like an ad on Craigslist like a million years ago looking for a writing group. And
on Craigslist.
Yeah, I know. Now it seems a terrible idea and like I should have got stabbed. But at the time, I guess it was maybe safer, or I was just naive. I'm not sure which. But I think we had like 2 meetings, and it was me and 3 other people. And the 3 other people were just like we weren't all on the same page. So it kind of just dissolved. And then it was the 3rd meeting or something. And I was like, fine, I will show up, see if anyone comes. And then if not, I'm just taking the ad down. And that was the one time that she came. And then after that, I was like, okay, I like her. I think we're going to be friends. I'm just going to take this ad down and not bother with a writing group. And then that was like 15 years ago. I can't even remember. But now she likes to tell everybody that I picked her up on Craigslist. So I never get to live that
down. Wrong.
She's not wrong, but she certainly doesn't make it sound, kosher. I really am into the idea of you guys, like Carrie's sharing like a little bit about their story. I love definitely share what's going on in your stories. What scene are you working on right now? Or even your homework, like let us know what's going on.
In my project, since I'm not currently working on Project POILER, for anyone of the 5 people watching who joined late, I'm working on a project that has a lot of references to like things that happen in YA lit that are kind of like, what the fuck? So I am currently writing a scene in which a parent is doing the dishes and is about to find out that there is a mythological creature watching her child sleep, like Edward in Twilight.
Not a unicorn then?
No.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, that would be like, cool, come on in, bro. Keep up the good work. So it's fun doing horror that is tongue-in-cheek.
Mm-hmm. I'm full on. I love the idea of a Bella and Edward situation, but from the parents' point of view, and they're like up to suds, up to their elbows in suds doing the dishes, and they're just like, what the hell's going on outside my kitchen window? Excuse me, sir. What are you doing?
Yeah, the whole book is just, I've consumed so much vampire media in the last year and a half, because it is like all of those 2000s vampire ones. Like it's pulling not like plot at all, but basically jokes out of all these like serious things that really are like, what were they thinking?
What were we thinking? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I guess back to my cross stitches. God damn it.
I'm trying to actually finish this book so I can query it.
Yeah.
I just think it should finish itself. I've put in enough work.
Self-finishing books would be super nice.
Yeah. Luania said one of my MCs is currently still struggling to walk because she hasn't walked in 100 years.
And that's what it feels like whenever I sit on the floor for too long. It's me.
You and mermaids have that in common.
Carrie has a bard character. I love me a bard character. Amazing. Or like, I feel like that was everyone's favorite from The Witcher, was just
absolutely. Yes,
give me the bard. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So good.
Emma was saying that they announced that season 3 of that is coming later this year.
Yes. Amazing. Carrie, it wasn't just you. especially if you're 12 and you're like, oh, he's protecting her, he's watching her. It's so dreamy.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I was like 15, 16.
I think I was old enough reading it because I like everything. I was late to the party, but like I was old enough reading it to know that like, well, this is technically like a call the police moment, but you know, kind of putting aside all of that to just enjoy the like, this book is like crack sensation and just read the whole thing. But yeah, you know, I think I reread the series, you know, a few years ago, just to see, you know, oh, what is it like now? And yeah, there was even moments from Bella where I was like, girl, what are you doing? When she like flirting with Jacob and she's like, he's so young, he's so innocent, he's so young. I bat my eyes at him. I'm like, stop. He's like 10 and you're like, I gotta seduce this boy.
Yeah.
Please no.
Most of my childhood, like the books that I read, it was like books that I either found at the bookstore or books that Emma recommended to me. Twilight is the first book that I have a distinct memory of being a word of mouth recommendation. I was in a geometry class and I heard this other girl who had the same name as me talking about this book and telling everyone they should read it. And I don't know, like I still talk to her about books pretty regularly now, like a lot more than we talked about books in high school. And I don't know if she knows that she's the reason I wrote Twilight. She's the reason I read it.
You're not telling me?
Surprise, I'm rich.
Surprise, I'm Stephanie Myers.
Yeah. So
wow.
Like if my vampire parody book ever gets published, she's getting like a huge shout out in the acknowledgments.
Yeah, if the other Megan's reading it, I guess you got to read it too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The idea of somebody, one of my stories, one of the side villains is transforming into another form, and one of the heroes just kills her while she's transforming and says, we're not dealing with that. That's so good.
That's the kind of humor I love.
So good. It reminds me of that. Is it Indiana Jones where there's the guy and he's doing like the fancy sword work and he's like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And then Indiana Jones has the gun and just shoots him? Is that what I think?
I don't know Indiana Jones films very well. But that sounds like an Indiana Jones.
I think it is because he's like this fancy sword work and you're all like, oh, and then it's just bang and it's over. And that's what it reminds me of. Very funny. Cross stitch. I'm so mad.
If this sells for a 6-figure book deal, I'll take up cross stitch. Cross stitch prayer is my Wi-Fi for anyone who watched the project.
No, it's Jesus is my Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
Yeah. So you're only going to take up cross stitching if it sells for 6 figures?
Only if it's 6 figures or more.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
Oh, and are you?
I'm on a budget. So.
You can do a thing where we'll do a pre-order campaign, and whoever wins a contest gets your Jesus is my Wi-Fi cross stitch.
It'll be extremely poor cross stitching. How did a child make this?
Now that I've volunteered you for our fictional pre-order campaign for our book that is not sold yet.
That has sold for 6 figures.
Yeah, I mean, big plans.
Yeah.
Oh God. That would just make me so happy if there were just ridiculous gag gifts for like pre-order
any book I ever write. I just want
terrible
people to have jokes about it.
Terrible cross stitch. Oh my God, I'm gonna go back into this chapter and make her mom bad at cross stitching too, because that will make it even better. Oh, now it's more better. That's not a word. What are words? Okay, I run into this all the time where I'm writing a scene with the main character's parents, and I'm like, what do I call them? I guess mom and dad, because it's from the point of view of the main character. But on the other hand, she's not close to them. I guess you can
Yeah,
still call them mom and dad, even if you're not close to them.
her mom.
Yeah, I have been saying her mom, but to me that's so awkward to say that every time. And then you say like Janet,
The other woman.
the other woman. I don't know. I'm just gonna say she and avoid that.
That's a future you problem.
Yeah, I've been putting X as the name of the character because, yeah, it's gonna be a me in the future problem. I'm not an indie author, but I would love to make 6 figures a month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard of people doing it, and it's like they must be so good at business. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how to business. Yeah, Carrie says I would just write whatever the POV character calls them. I guess it's just mom and dad. It feels weird though.
you could just have her not think of them as mom and dad.
Those people. Oops, I was muted and started talking. Carrie B says subconsciously that's probably why most of my characters' parents are dead, so I don't have to figure out what to call them in the scene. Actually, about
Very valid.
well, I mean, I was gonna make like a little sly spoilers joke, but duh, the whole project is called Project Spoiler. So I mean, we are offing her parents. So thankfully, I won't have to figure out what to call them very soon, because we're gonna kill them.
They'll be gone.
Problem solved.
And then Lily will inherit just an absolute treasure trove of ugly cross stitches.
So many cross stitches. I didn't think of that. I'm gonna just have to write a scene where she just flings them all into the ocean.
She like finds a will and it's just all the cross stitches left to her.
Leave the house to the church, and Lily just gets boxes of cross stitches. One last FU.
Yes.
Yeah. I am literally pitching her just like floating these cross stitches out to sea. So maybe that's too comedy, but that would be pretty amazing.
There's no such thing as too much comedy to me.
She would do something spiteful like fling them off a cliff or something, though. So
definitely.
there's that. I was really hating this scene and now I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm literally writing the scene like the cross stitch Jesus' face is staring at her over her mother's shoulder. His face is like warped because she's so bad at cross stitch. So why is that every MC has at least one dead parent? I'm guilty of this too, but why is it a thing?
Just add a little bit of
angst,
trauma. Yeah,
I guess so. Gotta have
you
that.
Don't have to look too closely at because most people, their parents die before they do.
Yeah. And I think for YA particularly, at least for us, in the past and the stuff we read, it's like you get the parents out of the way so the teens can just run amok, right? Like you can't have them stopping your main character from saving the world because of their curfew or whatever. So
lately I've been having more fun. Like I'm not writing almost any YA anymore, but having more fun implementing parents into the books. But it is almost always like one of them's not present, whether through death or just absent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
2 is a lot to manage,
That's
the
true.
book already has 17 characters. There's no room. We're full up. You only get one parent.
Oh yeah, that's true too. They're either dead or evil. In one of my books, it's both. Yeah, I have evil parents a lot. That's something to unpack. Maybe I don't know.
My mom will definitely read my work, and if I make too many evil parents, she'll take it personally.
Oh no!
I don't know if you're watching this, Mom, but I know you'll take it personally, so I don't do it.
Well, your character just has one parent, and she's not evil. She's the only rational one on the island, so you're good for this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But mine, on the other hand, end up really evil, bad at cross stitching, and also dead. So
yeah. And I can kill off the dads anytime I want now. It's just a real, no one will look too closely into that. They'll just be like, yeah, that's her trauma.
A license to kill over
here.
Perfect. I don't know if you can hear toddlers singing in the background or not, but
it's a great backdrop for writing there's someone in your house scene.
That's what's happening back there. Aggressive humming.
might have to call it soon for the night. I've fallen face first into a crisis.
Oh no.
I hate my vampire's name. Well, the main vampire's name. I hate it.
Uh-oh.
His name was Louis, and then I read Interview with the Vampire, and that was the vampire's name, like the main one's name.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
well, I can't keep Louis. I had picked it, not realizing. So then I changed it to Henry, but I don't like Henry. I've got to pick something else.
I mean, you could still do Louis.
I could. I've been trying to go for more like deep cuts, so any references to classic vampire stories don't feel like cheap. Like, did she even spend 6 months researching every iteration of the vampire?
Look at the comments. Do you need your crisis catcher?
I do. It's in the wash, though.
Oh no! You need a backup crisis cat shirt.
I do. I wouldn't even know where to get one. I stole this one from my little brother.
Oh man, amazing.
Oh.
Well, I have gotten past the cross stitch, and I am now into the therapy session for Lily.
Yay.
So I'm real close. So we can sign off whenever you want. I'll just stick it out and finish this last little bit with the lighthouse, and then I'm done this chapter.
Yay!
Woo-hoo.
We're making so much progress.
Really?
I'm almost done with the chapter I was writing in mine.
Amazing. Exciting.
Yay.
I think I will be the most excited when we hit the halfway point, and it'll really feel like now we're cooking with gas.
It's happening. Shaped.
Yeah. We're halfway there. Like, that will feel like such a milestone, I feel like.
Yeah. I liked last week we broke 10K, and that was like, okay, you're writing it.
Yeah, it's happening. Yes, Carrie, progress. Yay. It's a book, sort of. It's not totally book shaped yet, but it's a start. So it has been, I'm sure, for both Maisie and I, like, slow, like not unusually slow, but like it's slow and steady. And I actually really prefer it that way. And I've actually been enjoying coming on Monday chats and having this be my dedicated time to work on the cult book.
Yeah. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's been working really well. Because like I said this before, but like I have 3 projects going. So I really have to sit down and force myself to carve out time. And once I do, I really enjoy myself. But having this be like the dedicated time to actually write the chapters, I don't know about you, it's really working for me. So
yeah. I'm in school, regular life, have a child, and so it's always hard to carve out any time. Exactly. So anytime we're doing like a productivity time, whether we're on air or off air, it's always like, yes, I'm going to get some stuff done. I'm not even going to get distracted because I'm tired.
Exactly. Yeah. It's really helpful. Carrie says I'm getting tired. Might have to finish tomorrow. Probably have at least 5K words left in the book. Yeah, that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Very good. I think we're all getting a bit worn out now. So
yeah.
Coming to a close.
Yeah. New project spoiler episode on Wednesday.
Yeah.
A live chat on Sunday. I think we're doing a write-in, right?
Yes,
another like productivity
working. Yeah.
Night.
Yeah. So perfect.
So we'll be back Sunday. We're going to do it at 8 p.m. Eastern time this time. Push it back just a little. See how it feels. See if we like it. So
another good time to come and work with us and get some stuff done, regardless of what your project is. Please join us. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. So. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for chatting with us. It was a lot of fun.
Bye.
Bye.